Hello everybody, and welcome to the monthly horror haul. We have so many awesome things to look at, and if you guys are looking for something to add to your haul, I have my third ever comic on Indiegogo down below in the description. I've self-published these two comics here before, and my third one is on Indiegogo down in the description where you can get it. Also, I have 4 different books self-published on Amazon. I only have 3 right now to show off here in the video, but I do have 4 horror books on Amazon as well. So my latest horror comics on Indiegogo, all my horror novels are on Amazon. But with all that shilling out of the way, there's so many incredible things I got in the past month, and I did a few smaller haul videos. There was the Arrow video sale that I did a video on, and the Criterion sale, and I did the unboxing for Puppet Master, and oh my goodness, there were so many things I got at the comic convention C2E2, and so I did a whole bunch of like smaller haul videos. So there's way too much for me to show off in here, so I just really kept it at the movies and a couple new book pickups. But we'll start with the stuff you guys haven't really seen yet, because none of these were in the previous mini haul videos. But starting off with a recommend, of course, from my friend Andrew Hayes and that Devon Graham. We have Deadly Dreams right here, which is a really fantastic movie. If you like horror movies at all, this movie has everything you'd love in a horror movie. And especially for me, I'm obsessed with dreams and Nightmare on Elm Street, anything along those lines, anything to do with dreams. I just absolutely love it. This movie was incredible. So Deadly Dreams, thanks for the recommend, Andrew. Next, continuing with dreams, we have a bootleg of Freddy's Nightmares. I watched only the first episode so far. It was okay. You know, it was kind of cheesy. It wasn't really how I pictured Freddy's origin, and you could sort of tell how low budget it was. But I mean, it was just an okay first episode. I hear the show is mostly trash, but I think I'm gonna watch it anyways. We do have a few non-horror things here, like the Beatles' Let It Be movie, another bootleg that I got from the con. Then we have Knives Out right here on 4K. I have not watched this yet. I will say I was a little hesitant about it when it came out in theaters, just because I was kind of I didn't like his previous movie, The Last Jedi. Rian Johnson, I really didn't like it, and honestly I was kind of bitter about that. But I heard great things about this again from Andrew. And I was like, you know what, I'll just go ahead and pick it up. So, went ahead and picked that up. So, another Andrew recommend. This was one of my favorite movie theater experiences of all time, was Uncut Gems. Just an absolutely great movie. One of the only few non-horror things in here. But Uncut Gems, just probably my favorite Adam Sandler movie. Just a really incredible movie. I recommend all of you guys go get this. Then, last couple things here. New things that you guys haven't seen in the mini hauls I did the last few weeks. Before we get into these movies over here, we got William Peter Blatty's The Ninth Configuration, and of course our awesome Bigfoot Bill bookmark. I'm on chapter 3 of this. William Peter Blatty, of course, wrote The Exorcist and wrote Legion, and this is a really short book, and I like short books actually. Easier to digest, I guess. But The Ninth Configuration, I'm 2 chapters in, I'm on chapter 3, and it's pretty solid so far. I love William Peter Blatty and pretty much everything he does. So this so far it's a recommend. I'm really digging it. And this book right here, this manga, Uzumaki by Junji Ito, I hope I said that right. This I got a couple years ago, probably like 2 or 3 years, probably about 3 years ago, and my cousin borrowed it like 2 years ago, and it's pretty much at the point where my awful cousin is not going to return it, so I just went ahead and picked it up on Amazon. But Uzumaki here, this is like 3 volumes in one. It's got the whole story in here. It's a pretty like gruesome, weird story. I mean, if you guys like weird stuff, like this is for you. It's a pretty strange story. They got a couple pages in color here, but most of it's black and white. But it's a pretty strange story about a town that's haunted by spirals. They're haunted by a shape. And it is just such a unique story, so fun. This is one of the few times a book really scared me, like, oh my goodness, this book got me. I'm down here in my basement right now, and I was reading this down here, and I was so frightened of this manga, whatever you call them. that I had to go upstairs to the living room so I could be out in the open, so nothing bad could happen to me. But anyways, so getting into more of the Blu-rays here now, there was an Arrow Video sale, a Criterion sale, and then Full Moon Features had the box set of Puppet Master on sale. So I did videos for each of these. In this one, in the Arrow video that I did of the haul, I did not have this one yet, the stuff. This one was mailed separately from everything else, and it took like a few extra weeks because they were out of stock. I guess when I ordered it, it said in stock, but then I emailed them because it didn't come, and they're like, oh, it must actually be out of stock, and our website didn't update, blah, 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 whatever. But it took them weeks to get this to me, and the plastic on the back was actually damaged, but I was like, screw it, I got it for a good price. Can't really complain, and I absolutely love this movie. This was another Andrew recommend. Fantastic movie, and I recommend you all get the stuff. You can't get enough of the stuff. And we have Dario Argento's Deep Red. I like the movie. It's not as good as Suspiria or the next movie we're going to look at, but it was still a fun movie. If you like Dario Argento, if you like giallo movies, which I've just recently been getting into, then you'll definitely dig this movie. It's a really good movie. And then right here we have Dario Argento's The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. As soon as I watched this movie, it shot up into my top 10 horror movies. It's a really fantastic movie. No spoilers at all. But this movie is incredible. It's really great. I just can't say enough good things about The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. I do not want to spoil one single thing about this movie for you guys. Go in blind. If there's one thing you buy from this video, any of these movies, if there's one thing you buy, you know, outside of my books down in the description, if there's one thing you buy, make it The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. This is probably the best movie I've seen out of all of these. I just can't say enough good about it, but I don't want to spoil it. Then we have a weird sort of movie, The Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave. I must say it was just okay. It has such a great name and great art, and I really thought this was going to be a good movie. It was just okay. It kind of didn't know what story it wanted to tell. It sort of starts, not really spoilers, but it kind of starts being about one serial killer, then kind of turns into a haunted house movie, then tries to be about a different serial killer. There's a few plot holes. I must say, though, it was, you know, sort of entertaining, but it just, a few too many plot holes. Some things didn't add up. It wasn't that cohesive. So it's not a recommend unless you could find this thing for like dirt cheap. I'd say maybe, but I mean, it was just okay. It's not really anything crazy. It's just okay. Probably my least favorite out of all the Arrow pickups from the sale. But then we have The Black Cat by Fulci here, and this is an incredible movie, an awesome Edgar Allan Poe adaptation. Really fantastic movie. It's weird. It's very atmospheric. It's creepy. It's definitely a recommend. The Black Cat. I had so much fun with this movie. Then we have this one right here, Malatesta's Carnival of Blood. This movie, like I said earlier, I love dreams. This movie did not have anything to do with dreams per se, but it was so very dreamlike. A very dreamlike movie. I felt like I was in the dream when I was watching it. It's another movie that's got great atmosphere. It's not a very well-known movie. It came out in the 70s, I think maybe 74 or 73 or something. It says it on here somewhere. But it came out in the 70s, I think. Right here, 73. And it didn't have even a DVD release until the early 2000s. It talks about that on the back there. But so it was a very little-known movie, and it finally got this Arrow video release. And I really dug this movie. It was really creepy. If you like carnival movies, if you like cannibals, if you like that sort of weird stuff, it's a very weird movie, and I love it. I can't wait to rewatch this movie. So that was really awesome. Then we have another Andrew recommend. The Initiation, which was another incredible movie that I had so much fun with. Just a great movie. Awesome slasher movie. If you guys like slasher movies, and this is definitely a recommend. Slasher movies are my favorite ones, and This one is just really creepy. I really love the art on here, and this was another awesome Andrew recommend, so cool. And another, of course, Andrew recommendation. The Mutilator, which ended up being another amazing slasher movie that I loved. And it's another movie where I just can't say enough good things about it, because it was fun, it was creepy, atmospheric, another, example of like everything you want in a slasher movie, it was just fun. So that was another awesome movie from the sale. This is one of these last two are the only ones I haven't watched yet from the Arrow Video sale. I think I'm going to do a ranking of the ones I got from the Arrow Video sale. I'll probably rank, I think we have probably 10 movies here, something like that. So I'll probably do like a ranking of what I got from the sale. But this is the Arrow Video Steelbook of The Driller Killer. I know nothing about this movie. I took it out of the plastic because I thought I was going to watch it today, but things change, and so I didn't get around to watching it today. Probably not going to have time for another day or two, but this is probably going to be the next one I watch, and I know nothing about it. I had just been watching a video around the time of the sale, and the guy making the video, I can't remember for the life of me what his channel was, but he was just like, and I recommend getting The Driller Killer, and so I was like, you know what? It sounds like a good slasher movie, so I just picked it up. It's got a great name. I mean, with a name like that, I don't think you could make a bad movie. But The Driller Killer, that's what I think I'm watching next. And then we got, if I could grab it, we have Dario Argento's The Cat O' Nine Tails. I know nothing about this movie. I haven't seen this one yet, but this is the next one I'm going to be watching after The Driller Killer. And let's move that to the side, and let's go into the Criterion movies that we picked up from the Criterion Flash 50% off sale. We have The Brood, David Cronenberg's The Brood. I have not seen this movie yet. I know nothing about it. I just know it's David Cronenberg, and so I was like, you know what? We'll just get it. It actually was another Andrew recommend. He told me to pick this one up, so we got that one. Along with this one right here, of course, another Andrew recommend. The original The Blob, which actually is a really fun movie. I love this movie. I like the remake a little bit more, just a little bit more. But it was still a really fun movie, and another good Andrew recommend. Then we have Carnival of Souls, which, sorry, I think you guys might have heard the dog, but we have Carnival of Souls right here from 1962. I knew nothing about this movie. I think Mark Pellegrini might have recommended this one to me, if I remember correctly. But so I just went in blind. I mean, it's got a really cool name, one of the coolest names of any of these movies I picked up, really, Carnival of Souls. I mean, you can't really go wrong with a name like that. So a lot of my purchases, really, if it's not recommended to me, I'm just like, does it sound cool? Is the art good? If so, yeah, I'm buying it. So that's really how I judge movies when I decide to get them. Either recommend or it looks cool. So we got Carnival of Souls, and it was a really amazing movie. One of my favorite black and white movies. It's just a really fantastic movie. I think you guys would have fun with this. And of course, another Andrew recommend. Don't Look Now. I know nothing about this movie. He just told me it's a good movie. Recommended that I get it. So, thanks, Andrew, for another recommend. Of course, Andrew from Hey, Isn't That Devon Graham? One of the best friends of this channel. So, thanks for the recommend, Andrew. And this is one, like I said, I haven't watched it yet, but I plan to very soon. Then this one is called Haxan. I don't really know how you pronounce that right there with the two dots over the A. Let me know in the comments how this is pronounced. This is from 1922. It's a silent film, and it's sort of about, it's a grave robbing, torture, possessed nuns, a satanic Sabbath. It's a silent film, and it sounds like it's got a bit of everything. Gothic horror, and it's like a documentary recreation, something. It's just like, it sounds like it's about a whole bunch of like really cool things. I know nothing about it, but I mean, the art looked cool. The description was cool. Usually if the, like, art and name are cool, I don't even look at the, description. Like, you know, if I just look at, like, Driller Killer, I'm like, oh, it's a slasher, let me get it. This one, I mean, it looked cool, but I wanted to know a little bit more about it, so I did read the description, and it just sounds really interesting. So that's Haxan, and this one was recommended to me by Mark Pellegrini, which is House. I haven't watched this one yet, but thanks, Mark, for the recommendation, and I look forward to watching that soon. And this is another Mark recommendation called The Innocents, which I still have not watched this yet. It's from 1961. It sounds good from what he told me about it. It sounds creepy, but just haven't gotten around to watching this one yet. Working my way still through the Arrow video stack, and then I don't know what's next after I watch Driller Killer and Cat of Nine Tails. Maybe I'll pop in one of these Criterions here, but The Innocents, I mean, looks cool, sounds cool. This one right here, Videodrome, was a movie I was meaning to get around to anyways, but Andrew recommended that I pick this one up. So we got another Andrew recommend, of course. It seems like everything I get is Andrew recommends, but I mean, it really is. But that's Videodrome, which I did watch this one, and I absolutely loved it. I love David Cronenberg movies, and that was a really fun one to watch. And then, the final thing we have here is this amazing Puppet Master box set. This usually goes for, if I remember correctly, I want to say like 120 bucks, something along those lines. But this was on sale, so it was only like $52 and some change. So this was on sale, I don't know, a month and a half ago maybe, or just a month ago. I don't really remember, but it was on sale recently, and so I got it for like $52 instead of like the 100-something that it usually is. So far, I've watched 1, 2, 3, and 4. I hear that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are great, and I hear afterwards it gets kind of dumb, but I mean, I like puppets and dolls and anything along those lines, so I'm sure I'll have fun with all of them. But I really loved 1, 2, 3, and 4 so far. Those are the ones I watched. They're all great. My favorite one is either the first one or second one. I'm really tied with these two. 3 and 4 are closely behind. They're just all really fun movies, just great movies. If you guys like dolls, I mean, you'll absolutely love these movies. It's a really awesome franchise. I'm surprised it took me this long to get into it, but of course, Andrew was the one that told me it was on sale, so another Andrew recommendation. But that's Puppet Master, and that was those were some awesome watches. But that's all for today, you guys. So please don't forget about my comic. It's called Secret Comics Presents. It's my third comic. These are my first two, Stardust and Trixie Kane Blood Reaper. These are my first two. My third comic, Secret Comics Presents, is an anthology comic, down below in the description. And also, I have my other books on Amazon, my short story collection, my horror novel and its sequel that I don't have a hard copy of yet, and my horror comedy. But if you could only get one thing, please get my new horror comic called Secret Comics Presents, because that's only on Indiegogo for unlimited. It's only on there for a limited amount of time. My books on Amazon will be there for forever. So if you only get one book, then please get my new comic. But other than that, you guys, I mean, that's the haul for this month. So I look forward to getting some more movies hopefully soon, and we'll have another haul next month. Have a fantastic day, everybody, and if you like this kind of content, please subscribe, ring the bell, all that fun stuff, and you'll be able to watch me do weird things with my hands every video. Have a great day.